Live on the Really American Media platform. It's been another wild boar of a week. Oink, oink. The political dumpster's ablaze, but let's put out this shit show and reload your brain with the facts you actually need. All right, you little bastards. It's 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready. Come on, you feline. Start scratching the post. Holy moly. Take it away, gentlemen.
All right, we will. We both did this little cat scratch at the same exact time. We're in different locations, ladies and gentlemen. We come to you in one big space for the Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve, getting ready to go. Our political week in review. Welcome to it.
Yeah, hallelujah. We made it to a Friday, so another week survived, but plenty of news to discuss. And as always, if you'd like to contact Nick and I directly, go to thevocalminority.net because we respond to those. I do my best on the comments on our videos, but there's a lot of comments, so can't get to them all.
You do a pretty good job, dude. I have to give you the big thumbs up. And, hey, thank you to all you bastards that have been heading over and subscribing to our podcast on your favorite podcast platform.
Yeah, that thing. Yeah, seriously, people, help us out. I got kids to feed, and Nick has a dog and a cat to feed. So wherever you get audio podcasts, I know you guys are watching us here, and that's phenomenal. But Spotify or Apple or wherever you go, just hit subscribe. And listen if you want. I don't actually care, but just hit subscribe, okay?
I prefer you listen, dude.
Well, they're listening right now if they're following my edict. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
You know.
All right, enough said then. Like Steve just said, tons of shit to talk about today. It's been another wild boar of Newsweek, so let's hop right in.
This is Need to Know News. News you need to know. Hello, Americans. This is Paul Harvey. Stand by for news.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, hello. And people, jump in the comments section and get vocal. It's the name of the game, the name of the podcast. You are the vocal minority, after all. We're just the hosts, you know?
Yeah, we're a small part of all of this. So, yeah, fill up that chat room and we'll get it rolling. I guess a little breaking news just a little earlier today. April 3rd is recording date. So what happened, Steve?
Well, listen, we got tons of Pete Hegseth garbage to get to, and we'll get to that in a moment. But, under that umbrella, I suppose, of dumb things he's involved in, this war of choice in Iran, I don't know, a potentially serious situation unfolding. Started early this morning here in America. One of our fighter jets was shot down over Iran. And I've heard a few people say, why were they over Iran? Like, we can bomb them from outside of the country. Why were they over the country?
Because, dude, boots on the ground.
Yeah,
in the sky.
I mean, something's going on. I don't know why they would have to be flying over the country, but maybe the bridges were blowing up, which we'll talk more about later. Maybe they can't shoot those from afar. But either way, I believe it was an F-10. No, F-15E.
F-35.
I got F-15E.
Oh, yes. You're right. You're right.
Okay.
It's
either way.
Iranian model is F-35. Okay. So, yeah, it is an F-15E.
And this morning, they didn't know if there was an accident or if it was shot down, but it has been confirmed it was shot down. 2 pilots on board, that kind of, jet. And one of them has been rescued, which that part of it is good news, I suppose. But why was he or she separated from the other pilot?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Iranian forces claim to shoot the fighter jet down. They did release pictures of the rubble on the ground.
Yeah.
And, someone's still missing. And, what does that mean? They're hiding right now, hopefully, or they've been taken captive,
I would assume, obviously, if you're shot down and you land anywhere near each other, that you're your own best friends and you're going to team up and try to protect each other. So my guess would be that they somehow, when they ejected, they got blown away or, did not land right next to each other. So, yeah, maybe the other pilot is in hiding, which I heard a few military experts this morning saying that they're trained in that when they land, they should immediately start evading and hiding and waiting for, rescue. So perhaps, or like you said, there were bounties immediately put out on these pilots. So we don't know. I'm just saying maybe one of them has been captured. I don't know that. I'm just saying the other pilot, he or she either has to be in hiding or has to be captured or, God forbid, died in the ejection process.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we know as much as you do right now. So, I know a lot of people are, thoughts and prayers, like everything's okay. But yeah, I mean, this is the reality of war, and it sucks. This is why we wanted no new wars. And yeah, I mean, your thoughts and prayers are great if they make you feel better, but we'll see what happens with this.
Yes. As Jan Morgan is chiming in, I understand that 2 helicopters were hit but made it back to base. That's partially correct and partially incorrect. So, yeah, this is new just in the last hour. 2 U.S. military helicopters and an A-10 Thunderbolt involved in the search for that F-15 were struck by Iranian fire. The A-10 helicopter crashed. All service members, though, are safe, according to U.S. officials, if you can believe them, which is the problem nowadays. We don't know if we can trust our own fucking government. But yeah, and that was the other big concern, is that if you send in more troops to go look for the downed pilots, that they could potentially be hit. So apparently they were, and one of our helicopters crashed. But according to our government, that crew is at least safe.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't stop Trump from warning escalation. So, what's going to be earlier this week, we did hear him say we're going to keep blasting him back to the Stone Age. Yeah. And, we've been seeing some things happen. But now with this, what does it mean, dude? Do we dive in deeper?
Yeah, that's a great question. I guess there's basically 3 options. Trump could just plow ahead with what he's talking about. As far as bombing them into the Stone Ages, going after civilian infrastructure, bridges, power plants, water desalinization.
War crime.
He could hold the course. He could just, pack up tent and quit. Like, I don't know. I mean, knowing Trump's short-sighted, egomaniac, masculinity bullshit, he would probably, if one of our pilots is captured, I would imagine he would go even harder.
Yeah.
/ start looking at the nuclear arsenal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, completely. I don't think there's a scenario where Trump pulls out and says, like, all right, enough's enough. We had our fun, boys. Let's turn it around.
Well, Stormy Daniels says that he pulls out, but I don't know if that applies.
It's a different pullout, Steve.
So there you go.
Different.
I only make jokes to light the mood because that's a serious thing. This could be a major inflection point in the war if a pilot is actually captured. So obviously we don't want that. But all of this stuff is, of course, Trump's fault. Don't start none, won't be none. He started this war. We've already had at least 13 soldiers dead. Now this plane shot down. And I read a story yesterday saying that there's a possibility that the Pentagon is underreporting fatalities and injuries.
Oh, that's interesting that you say that, dude, because, I've been watching a lot of news from around the globe as of late when it comes to reporting on this war. And, some of it's the same, but there's a lot of it that's different, too.
You mean they're covering it in a different manner?
Yeah.
Interesting. Compared to like Fox News and Newsmax, or compared to our normal media?
Mostly compared to those, right-wing extreme media outlets, but some of it's even different. I'm just noticing the way that they're talking about it as far as equal time to give what Iran is doing and what America's doing. Most of our news coverage that is at least on Fox and Newsmax and all that shit. It's just that we're pounding the hell out of them, and we're winning bigly, and it's just not the reality. And then we know that Trump started all of this AI bullshit with these wars, putting stuff out of us, bombing big buildings and everything else. And then Iran decided to fight back last week, was it?
Well, Iran, about a week after Trump started the AI war, they started hitting back. And they put out their first round of like the Lego videos. And the first round was okay on like viciousness and comedicness. But then, they really stepped it up last week. And I did a whole video about it. You can go find it. But they took the Lego game up a notch. They had Trump Lego guy with a bruised hand, and his pants were on fire, and it revealed a diaper underneath. And they keep mentioning the Epstein files. And they had him in an interrogation room taking a lie detector test. And they were smacking Trump every time he lied.
Yeah.
If that was a normal president, if that was Obama or something, I would be shocked and disgusted. But I mean, who doesn't want to see that on some level, right?
Well, and a lot of the stuff is also showing stuff that we're not seeing on the news as well. of war victories.
Yeah, no, I mean they're winning the propaganda war. We're losing that one. The bigger war is probably the more important of the two. But I'll tell you, man, there has got to be some guy in Iran sitting in some cubicle at some AI software place who is fucking funny, who gets how to eviscerate Trump and how to, poke at America and how to do these AI videos just brilliantly. And yeah, today they put out a new one that's going after Pete Hegseth. And yet again, it's brilliant. It's brilliant in its humor. And I know it's foreign enemy propaganda, but again, we didn't start that propaganda war, but Iran just way took it up a notch, eviscerating Pete Hegseth in a way that I just know our audience is going to find hilarious.
Yeah, I think it's a solid distinction and a good point that this is obviously propaganda and we don't agree with everything that you're seeing, but some of this stuff is really funny the way they're taking them down on a personal level, right?
And on some level, I think we got to kind of laugh at this stuff. But yeah, the whole diss track thing. I mean, I don't know if NWA and Ice Cube truly started it, but Ice Cube certainly is probably the best known diss track rapper from the old days. Eminem in more modern days has been doing a bunch of great diss tracks. And
yeah,
all of this stuff is AI, but it doesn't take away from the comedic effect of it all.
You want to watch it?
I do want to watch it. Nick sent me this earlier, and I only watched a few seconds, and I could tell it was brutal, and I was just like, stop, I don't want to see this whole thing. So this will be my first true viewing of it.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get it rolling.
Drop the beat.
Yo, Pete Hegseth, this one's specially for you. You punk-ass rapist, bitch. Straight from Iran. Your tattoo covered clown with that cafe ink on your arm. Think you a crusader? Nah, just a drunk infidel in a fake uniform. Chain to kill all Muslims. Wasted in the hotel lobby. Sexual assault settlement in Monterey. Blocked the door, took a phone, paid her off quiet, cause Me Too was on. Now you secretary? What a joke, bro. Cheated on wives, multiple affairs, kids in the mix, family man, hell no. Handsy with women at Fox, drunk on the job, your own team say, yo, this dude toxic. Couldn't even guard Biden's inauguration, your own military said next. Book called American Crusade, dreaming holy war, but reality check. You just a failed vet, turned TV clown, slipping on your own mess. Trump picked you cause you kissed the ring, but wait, funny part ain't coming. The dude you sucking up to for that secretary gig, Trump himself was Bill Clinton's top cocksucker, giving blue jobs back in the day. Real talk, you out here blowing for access, but he the original BJ Queen.
Okay, all right. I had to break it into two parts. Let's continue. Let's just continue before we talk.
Sure.
You thought our missiles max 2,000 kilometers? Cute, rookie mistake. We hitting the bow, worshiping Epstein Island crew, the ones who hurt the kids. Revenge for every American soul you and Trump's dirty crew oppressed and did. We taking payback for the girls you broke, the wives you broke, the Muslims you hate. Every victim screaming in the dark. Iran got you on the play. You threw everything at us, all your cards, all your might. We still operating on 10% power, laughing while you fight. We see everything, know every secret, every dirty Epstein link you hide. Where you least expected, in the shadows we ride, and no place to slide. This ain't full force, just a warm up. Persian flow with the wrath. Pete, you done roasted raw. Iran sending this heat. Feel the math. Drop the mic, infidel clown, we coming.
Wow.
Damn,
dude. I don't know. There's so much of the. I mean, it's that second half. There's parts of that I'm just like, I don't want to be getting down to this or anything.
Right. Listen, I know real people are dying amongst all of this. You got to set that aside for a moment. Again, we started this war, so we just set that aside for a moment. I mean, there's a lot in there that is not only fucking hilarious, but brutal.
True.
Going after his sexual assault claims, cheating on his wife, failed Fox News, blowing Donnie, getting bent over by Netanyahu. I think that I don't know. Somebody's bent him over. At the end
Yeah,
of the-
look like Netanyahu. And yeah, I mean, it is. It's pretty rough, dude. But I don't think, I mean, all those are real allegations.
Yes. And I hate to be sitting here grooving to it, but goddamn, I can't help myself. I mean, they got the beat. And they really, I mean, really, they have replicated the diss track genre very brilliantly with that AI. I mean, like I said, somebody over there in Iran really knows what they're doing with that stuff. And that was harsh in a great way.
You know, when, Trump has been like, we're the hottest country, we used to be a laughing stock. No, dude, we're still a laughing stock. And people know all the shit that happens, all the shit that we know about you guys, they are watching and they know too.
Right. Boy, we got to hire somebody better, I guess, for our AI team. Because we keep firing everybody in our government. But holy crap, that is brilliant. And yeah, no one in our White House has anything even close to that, the brutality of it. We're over here mixing up, Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto clips.
Right.
They're writing original diss tracks.
Yeah.
And much like the one that came out last week, which if you guys haven't heard it, that one was brutal too towards Trump. This new Hegseth one is great. But I'm just waiting until I see video of some, nightclub in New York City where the whole place is just getting down to the Hegseth diss track there.
Yeah, I wonder. He's got to be like, Barron, you better get on it. We've got to do something. He doesn't like to be looked made a fool,
No. And the comment section here with the vocal minority going nuts. I'm glad to see you guys are liking this too. I need everyone to understand that I know this is a serious topic, like people are dying. But having said that, we're the ones that started this propaganda war, and Iran is absolutely cleaning the floor with us. And I just hope somebody like Hegseth actually watches that, because they will be humiliated.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. There were in the very beginning of all this stuff, like the South Park stuff. Remember when the South Park stuff started coming out? They were all running around and saying, like, we look at it as a badge of honor. Like, we love this, but this right here, what we just played, like, you don't love that, dude. That points to every allegation, all your insecurities, all the stuff that when you look in the fucking mirror that you see behind your eyeballs, that's what was just in that video.
Spot on. I mean, Hegseth's drinking problem was the least of the burns in there. It was definitely in there, but man, that is brutal and fucking hilarious. So.
Tracy Moon, that's so funny. AI's dump shit on protesters. Like, that was his big AI drop,
Right. Yes. So absolutely freaking brutal. And, like I said, it's not getting a lot of attention because I think a lot of media doesn't want to spread the foreign enemy propaganda. But, man, when it's brilliant like that, how can you not? And don't all of us Trump haters, don't we need a laugh right now?
Yeah. He is I love that he has been coined the BJ Queen.
Right. That is too funny. And speaking of South Park, they came out and rubbed Pam Bondi's nose and her getting fired yesterday. And I did a video about that and a bunch of other people bagging on Bondi today. So that'll be posted any moment now. And please go check that one out too. So
very nice. That was quick work from South Park.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, it's good stuff. And then on the more serious side, I guess, of all of this Hegseth roasting, I have just multiple articles stacked up here about just insanely atrocious things that he has done of late.
Yes. We've got video on some of it, but yeah, let's get into some of the stuff that as he is waging war on Iran, he's doing other shit that's, ruining our country right now.
Yeah, I mean, stuff that is not only worthy of a diss track, but it's probably worthy of a war tribunal. I mean, we have been covering the alleged war crimes since they started blowing up boats off the coast of Venezuela with the original double tap, and now they've done a sequel, a trilogy, they're doing a whole double tap saga.
Yeah.
And like we mentioned earlier, they're going after civilian infrastructure. And every expert says that when you do that, that's a bit of a war crime. You can't be blowing up civilian bridges and hospitals and power plants and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's in the rule book. Follow the rules, dude. There are rules of war, rules of engagement. You got to follow some of the shit. Or, you know what? The messed up part is why would anyone follow it with us?
Well, that's the problem. Everyone always says that they do worse. They execute people in soccer stadiums. Yeah, I get that. We're supposed to be better than that.
Yeah.
That's why we were supposed to be the high ground and the unofficial leaders of the world. So yeah, if we're not going to follow them, they're not going to follow them. And it's not going to happen to Hegseth and Trump. It's going to happen to the men and women out there serving, like this pilot that is missing today. Like, the retribution will be taken out on someone like that, and that is obviously not okay. So, yeah, first of many stories. President Donald Trump's Pentagon chief triggered a deluge of backlash last night after a report that American forces struck a civilian highway bridge near Tehran not once but twice on Thursday as Iranian villagers gathered nearby to celebrate the final day of the Persian New Year.
Yeah.
Yes, civilians gathering for a holiday, and they double tapped a bridge, which the single tap would be a war crime. Double tapping?
Yeah. I mean, they blew the bridge out. Yeah, I mean, it's obviously unusable, and yeah, civilians there. It's just not how we usually do things in war.
No, of course not. A military official speaking anonymously to the New York Times confirmed that American forces struck the B-1 bridge twice in what's called a double tap, claiming it was a planned military supply route for Iran's missiles and drone forces. However, Iran's deputy governor, who, like I said, I tend to believe them more right now than us, flatly rejected that characterization, telling state media that the bridge was not even yet operational and that, quote, there was absolutely no military activity on Bridge B1. The dead and wounded were reportedly villagers picnicking outdoors to mark their national holiday. And Nick, you've been to San Francisco, Golden Gate Bridge. There's a little park right next to it.
Yep.
Could you imagine you were out there picnicking with your family and some foreign government blew up the Golden Gate Bridge and blew up people there celebrating the 4th of July or Labor Day weekend? Yeah. Obviously, we would call that a terrorist attack.
Obviously we would. Yep. And we would attack right away. Iran did come out and say, like, no blowing up of bridges is going to slow us down. Like, it's only going to ramp up what we're doing. Donald Trump is all over the news saying, they're beat. It's done. They're down to 2%. They're down to 4%. Changes every day, and it goes up and down. But
of course,
they're obviously not. He's escalating things for no reason.
Yeah. I mean,
we were just taking out the nuclear weapons, Steve.
Right.
Isn't that what we were supposed to be doing?
Apparently we obliterated that last summer, so I don't know what we're doing. And I mean, that's the problem, joking aside. Like, we don't know why we're there. Trump doesn't seem to know why we're there. We don't seem to have an objective, an end game, or anything else, and this just keeps dragging on. That speech he gave 2 nights ago now, I mean, everyone thought he was either going to say we're done with this or we're putting boots on the ground, but instead he didn't. He just wasted, a half hour of network airtime. And I don't know if you watched the futures stock market and going down while oil prices were going up during his speech, because everyone was waiting for some sort of direction, good or bad. They just wanted a direction. And to hear that it's just, we're just going to keep going. Like, yeah, stocks tanked, oil prices up.
No, I mean, that was such a waste of time. Obviously, I tuned in live for it. And it was him just repeating the same shit over and over and over again, just saying it in a different way,
Yeah, spot on. So, I don't know, what Hegseth videos do you have? Because I got a few more stories I can flip through here.
I've got the Pete Hegseth story relating to guns on military bases.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's talk about that. Does the video set it up, or you want me to?
The video is purely of Pete Hegseth, so we can set it up ourselves here. Pete Hegseth on. Oops, I just turned my mic up. Pete Hegseth signed a memo April 1st directing commanders to allow troops to request carrying personal firearms on bases, citing mass shootings, stuff like that, that never seemed to work in gun-free zones. So he wants people to basically be able to carry their private weapons on military bases.
And why private? Why wouldn't you just give everyone a gun then when they're on the base?
That's a good question, because I think the rules are different. with a private weapon and with a military weapon. Like, you have to be more responsible with those military weapons, don't you think?
I guess, but having your average American just bring their own fucking gun onto a military base, I've got a few reasons why that's a problem. But go ahead and let's hear from Pentagon Pete.
Okay.
Great Republic was founded on a simple yet bold idea. Our rights as citizens are not granted to us by government, but instead by God.
Ugh.
250 years ago, the Revolutionary War was fought to secure our God-given rights.
Did God fight in it?
The Second Amendment to our Constitution enshrines the right of all citizens to carry weapons to protect themselves,
Written by
their
men.
families, and their fellow countrymen. The War Department's uniformed service members are trained at the highest and unwavering standards. These warfighters, entrusted with the safety of our nation, are no less entitled to exercise their God-given right to keep and bear arms than any other American.
On a military
Our
base.
warfighters defend the right of others to carry. They should be able to carry themselves. Recent events like what happened at Fort Stewart, Holloman Air Force Base, or Pensacola Naval Air Station have made clear that some threats are closer to home than we would like. In these instances, minutes are a lifetime, and our service members have the courage and training to make those precious short minutes count.
So there's no good guys with guns guarding military bases? Is that what he's trying to tell me?
Yeah, I mean, it's just precious seconds count, Steve. So here's basically, what they said. Personal firearms have to be stored, not carried casually, because of accidents, suicides, stuff like that.
Well,
Suicides is a huge fucking deal.
That's one of the biggest points that I've heard people talking about today. That the rate of suicides on military bases is already high enough. And as we all know, if you have death at the press of a button, pulling a trigger when you're down and out in any bad place, like, you don't want guns near them. And obviously military people are under way more stress, whether it's PTSD or just the stress of what you're about to go out and do there. So, Hegseth is telling us here that God gave us our legal rights as Americans, including gun rights. This is USC Center of Communication Leadership and Policy Senior Fellow Barbara Starr. She adds he might be interested in some of the military concerns about the relationship between having personal weapons on bases and suicide rates.
Yeah.
In other words, you're probably going to have more people commit suicide than you would prevent from this random, shooting happening on bases.
When's the last time you heard about random domestic shooting on a base? I mean, I know it's happened.
Sure.
But it's not like, hey, let's focus on school shootings, because that's much more prevalent than that shit.
Of course. I mean, it's happening everywhere in America right now. And California congressional candidate Eric Garcia said, if someone is not safe on a military base with armed guards, fences, walls, a personal police force, everyone who comes on base has their ID checked, needs a sponsor if non-military, then we are truly screwed as a country.
Yes. Couldn't agree. I couldn't agree more. I mean, that's why, I mean, he went on for another minute and a half.
I'm sure he did.
And it's, I mean, you get the gist of it, right? We don't even need to watch it.
I heard plenty.
Yeah, heard plenty. It's just unbelievable, dude, that he would be worried about that. I mean, this is all stuff for the midterms, right? He's doing all this stuff for the midterms because the Second Amendment people out there, he wants to remind them, hey, this is the party. We're your friends. We're the ones that are going to expand gun rights.
Trump is asking for, I think it's $1.5 trillion next year for a military budget. But we're telling them to bring your own guns. it's a BYOG event. Bring your own gun just in case the guards and the walls and your military training and everything else is not enough. Like,
yeah,
that's a solution looking for a problem, right?
Yeah. I think that's how they say it. Crazy.
Back on the list of running war crimes that Pete Hegseth and company have committed, we have a new one. In an embarrassing display of Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth's vicious appetite for violence, the former Fox News anchor, never forget that, boasted of a strike.
Fox anchor.
Yeah, I was going to say Fox News weekend guy, not even good enough to get on the Monday through Friday lineup. He had boasted about a strike on narco terrorists in what he called a drug camp in South America, which turned out to be a humble dairy farm in a remote village in Ecuador.
You got to be fucking shitting me. You're telling me that they didn't have proper intel before they made a life and death decision?
We don't seem to figure this stuff out until journalists go down in the aftermath and start investigating it, because that's what happened with some of those boat strikes. I forget who it was, New York Times or PBS maybe, I don't know. Somebody went down there and started interviewing villagers and researching these boats. And they found that, yes, some of them were drug traffickers and violent people, but a whole bunch of them were local fishermen who just got blown to shit while they were out there. So this actually happened in early March, so you may have heard about this, but they released a video showing a huge explosion in a rural Ecuador little village there, and the New York Times has now been down there and investigated. Once again, the president, Hegseth, and Ecuadorian officials offered no proof of the allegations against the small farm. And according to the New York Times, it turns out that when the journalists started investigating the farm, that the owners of the property, the workers, that they were all local small-time cattle and dairy farmers. They found zero evidence that this was any sort of a narco-terrorist camp, and abundant evidence that it was a fucking dairy farm. And if you zoom in, according to Internet Sleuths, on this video, like, you can see cattle and farm machinery and whatnot. And again, if they were hiding something, no proof has been given.
It's frustrating, dude. I mean, I just can't. It doesn't feel good. I know people, there's all these MAGAs out there that are like, you don't like it? Leave, go somewhere else. Like, no, I'm fucking allowed to be in America. I'm an American and I'm allowed to have dissent. I'm allowed to tell you that I don't like the way things are going and we're headed down really dangerous, inappropriate roads that I don't want anywhere near me. These are huge, dude, where you're just bombing people with no intel on actual harm. Right. And just killing family people working, the same as you and me, dude.
And there is no follow-up, no accountability. I mean, the United Nations has said that a lot of these things appear to be war crimes, but when is there going to be a follow-up? When's there going to be The Hague, the tribunals, Nuremberg, that kind of stuff? Like,
not until he's out, dude. Not until Trump is out.
Absolutely insane.
Obviously not going to happen here. You think Todd Blanche is going to do it?
No, I don't think there'll be any domestic accountability. But when will the world community stand up? And I've even seen United Nations experts saying that just us invading Iran is also a war crime. Like, it violates international law. We can only do that if we have proof that they're an imminent threat.
Yes.
Not they've been an imminent threat for 47 years now, and now we're just deciding to do it. Like, again, people, if we had the evidence, we would be showing it. And your government is showing you none of it because it doesn't exist. These are the people that post everything on social media. So if they had proof, it would be posted or reposted 75 times a day,
100%. Anything that could vindicate and shut up all the Democrats or the liberals. You don't think Trump would be posting actual factual data all over his fucking Truth Social?
Yeah, their whole mission is to own the libs. So if people like us are sitting here screaming about this and they had the proof sitting there, of course it would be out. But no, they're just playing tough guy and playing with the army men and causing problems all over the fucking planet. And all of this stuff is going to breed generational disdain for America.
Yeah.
Whatever terrorist attack happened this year, 5 years from now, these are the seeds that we are planting right now. So no, Trump is not making us safer. I've heard so many mega types. Well, like, well, no, I believe they have a nuke, and Trump is killing people to make us safer in the long run. Like, it's not going to make us safer whatsoever.
Yeah, you guys always fall for that, It's all you Republicans always fall for that shit. They've got huge weapons. We got to do something now. Now the last one work out for us, dude.
Yeah.
Just going to believe it again.
So, yeah, there's 30 minutes worth of Hegseth sucking, literally, in that propaganda video. But I've got some more. I don't know what else you have.
The only thing that I have left with Hegseth is during all this really important shit that's going on in our world, he stepped aside to make comment on something really important that happened, and he wanted to let everyone know about it. So here's Pete Hegseth talking about an important thing.
Great.
I lifted restrictions on the pilot because he was not performing a stunt but carrying out his official duties. Everyone has been completely misled by Kid Rock's video, with claims that we flew low over private residences, misused military aircraft, and showed political favoritism. None of this is true. He was piloting an AH-64 Apache attack helicopter conducting training missions and airspace patrols. Every low-altitude flight was carried out in strict accordance with military procedures, and every altitude, flight path, and speed remained within controlled parameters.
Listen, this goes on for another minute, dude, and all I want to ask you is if that pilot flew over Bruce Springsteen's house, if he would have said, you guys are good, you guys
of his
are good.
proper performance of duty.
No, that pilot would be in The Hague right now or in Guantanamo Bay if they did that to Bruce Springsteen or Obama's house or anything. How can he sit there with a straight face and say all of that was in perfect, alignment with their mission? They were told to go buzz by Kid Rock's house and hover there and wave at him. Like, if you're going to play favorites, then just play favorites and say Kid Rock's a friend of MAGA, so yeah, we salute him, or just say nothing. That is so fucking embarrassing and a complete goddamn lie. You're right, Naomi. Like, what the fuck, man? And you and I predicted this last show, did we not?
Yes, we did. We said nothing's going to happen. And even after we did the show, reporter asked Kid Rock about it, and he was like, "What do you think's going to happen? My friend's the commander-in-chief."
Absolutely.
Like, that should not be happening, dude. It should not be happening. If you're friends with the commander-in-chief, it should not mean that you're above the law.
No. It's freaking disgusting. I mean, we saw Trump immediately that day try to downplay it, and then by the next morning, not even 24 hours, Hegseth undid the suspension. Didn't even want to let the whole process unfold. He just said, no, it's Kid Rock, man. I mean, come on, Squares. Owning the libs yet again.
So stupid. As real life shit is going on, dude, too,
And the point you made is so spot on. Any mega types out there that think it's awesome that they went by Kid Rock's house, just imagine if Obama was in office or Biden or when Newsom or Mark Kelly or AOC is the next president, they go by Bruce Springsteen's house and do the same thing. You guys will be freaking the fuck out.
Oh, yeah.
So, God, the hypocrisy.
Who paid for that? Taxpayers. They would be flipping out.
But appropriately, by the way. They should not be buzzing Bruce Springsteen either. So, I mean, it's crazy.
No. Yeah.
All right. A couple more Hegseth things just to thoroughly throw him under the bus.
Go ahead.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, accused of having intervened to block or delay the promotions of more than a dozen senior military officers in actions that some officials believe were motivated by diversity, equity, and inclusion.
You wouldn't want that in an armed forces.
No, we don't want a diverse army out there.
No.
Recent cases include 3 Marine officers, 2 women, and a black man whose promotions were blocked despite recommendations and no ongoing investigations. In the Army, 4 officers, 2 women, and 2 black candidates were removed from a promotion list before it was even advanced to the Senate. Officials said that such interventions are highly unusual and that defense secretaries do not typically remove names from these lists, especially in the absence of misconduct or formal inquiries. So what possible reason did he have other than them being females and minorities?
Yeah, I can't tell you, dude. I mean, there's no other reason.
No, no, there's not.
Yeah, there's not much to say about that. Like, this is clearly misogynistic, racist, cancel out DEI,
It's this mission to own the libs and this mission to somehow just, abolish diversity, equity, inclusion, which I've never understood why that would be a bad thing. It is not affirmative action. It is not giving jobs to people that aren't qualified. No. It's looking at equally qualified people and saying, if one of them is a minority or a woman, maybe they've had a little different background, different lifestyle. Maybe we would benefit if all things are equal amongst these 3 candidates.
Yeah,
why not?
Bring
So-
something else to the table.
These are people that, unlike most Americans, and certainly unlike anybody named Trump, signed up to serve in the military and are now getting screwed because they're being made into, some sort of symbolic sacrifice.
Yeah. It's a lot of stuff that is undone too, because my wife was in the military under Republican representation and had a hell of a time with a lot of things behind the scene, dude. There was a lot of misogyny in the Army, if you could believe that, dude. As Obama went through his 8 years, he cleaned a lot of that stuff up, dude.
Yeah.
And made it better. And it's just everything is thrown out, prior to Bill Clinton at this point.
Yeah, no, exactly. The last text, that story I'll just throw out there real quick, is that the Pentagon is considering putting anti-drone lasers near the home of Hegseth and Rubio because the military base they're both living on rent-free has had a lot of drone sightings that aren't our drones. So they're thinking about putting some sort of a defense system in place. But to that, I would say, come on, Pete, is not God going to protect you? Do not really manly men have their own guns and weaponry? You can go shoot down a drone. Don't you have your own gun there on the military base, Pete? Come on.
It's insane, dude. I can't believe the times we're living in right now. And a lot of people are feeling that way, dude, as far as this Iran war goes. Did you see who was the latest to come out and speak against the Iran war pretty harshly?
Bruce Springsteen.
No, but he did too.
He did. No, who's the latest? Who do we
The
got?
latest is Theo Vaughn was on Joe Rogan. Had some
Rotosphere guy, huh?
Rotosphere. This is from the Manosphere, dude. Watch this clip and tell me what you think.
Our government is not here to help the people.
Obviously.
They've been compromised.
That's true.
So are there any rules against when people but the crazy part is we're working to pay the taxes to keep them doing it's like
I know.
And that starts to make you feel sick.
And they're not responsible for any of the fraud and waste.
Yeah. And I'm sick of rich people not putting their fucking kids over in these wars and shit like that. Put your fucking honky ass kids up there. Let them go shed some fucking blood.
Especially if you're asking for it.
Especially if you're out there fucking bullshitting, dude. Put your fucking honky little fancy ass fucking kid up there, man. That shit makes me mad, bro.
What?
Apparently does.
What do you think is going to happen? You think we're going to be okay?
I hope so. Of course. I don't know.
Do you think about it?
I'm confused. I can't believe we went to this war. When we started bombing Iran, I was like, this can't be true.
And what about Lebanon now?
I know. Israel's invaded Lebanon. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, just fucking stop. Like, what do you need?
Well, they're trying to, supposedly, they're trying to stop the terrorists.
Yeah, that's crazy, though, if you're the fucking terrorist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to stop them, fucking stand in front of the fucking mirror and start there.
God.
I mean, that was, I'm not a big Theo Vaughn fan, obviously, but he was speaking truth there.
I was going to say, I mean, this just goes back to the mega FAFO where these idiots helped elect the man. And I guess it's better late than never. Like, I'm glad they are now speaking out, and I hope that their base is paying attention and hearing it loud and clear. Because it pisses me off that especially those two were just all in on mega as far as just being cool and hip and screw Kamala Harris and all that. But yeah, nothing they just said right there is wrong. And I just hope that some of their fucking idiot fans are really hearing it.
You think that there's any more right-wing people speaking out saying, you know what, Trump's done?
Wait, what do you mean?
Well, I'm going to show you another one, dude.
Oh, okay.
I'll answer the question for you. Here you go, Steve.
Swell up 3 times the size they were before. That means heart failure. And he does look sick. And he does babble and, sound like the brain's not doing too hot. And so we just cut bait on Trump and we just mobilize against the Democrats. And we mobilize against neocons, we primary them, and we just fight even harder because look at how we've turned the tide. Look at all the good we've done. There's a fourth turning. Populists, nationalists, conservatives are winning everywhere. There's a Christian reawakening. And Trump is just a minor figure in all of that now. Wow. And we have to be appreciative of the old Trump that went through so much and got so much done. And that's the Trump we remember. And we're just sad because that happens. We need to be sad about Trump. This is not funny. This is not good.
It's a little funny.
but he's gone. And that's it.
I mean, just throwing it out, dude. I mean, he's done.
What world am I in right now? Where
Right?
Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn, and Alex fucking Jones are speaking truth to power?
Yeah.
The hell?
You want one more?
I don't know if I can handle it. Yes, lay it on me.
Oh, let me find this. Where is this?
Oh, I mean, better late than never, I guess.
Oh, here you go. Just to set this clip up, Trump has been speaking so callously about this war, talking about the war is kind of like my ballroom, it's shit like that. Here's another one that I didn't ever think would actually come out and talk shit.
President Trump there saying, just like the ballroom, we're way ahead of schedule. I mean, we're talking about American troops dying, like putting their lives at risk. It's not just like the ballroom. Like it's not just like a fun little excursion into Iran. We've already lost 13 servicemen and women.
More now.
We had another 25 injured over the weekend when Iran hit the Saudis and our base there. So we had another 25 American service personnel injured there, many severely injured. What does that mean? Lost limbs, severe head wounds? They don't tell us. That information has been largely censored from the American media. We don't know. We don't believe that we know the full extent of the deaths either. And we don't believe we know the full extent of exactly how all these planes have come down, that we're getting the full story.
What the fuck? First of all, she said 13 have died because that's her favorite number, as we all know. 13.
Yeah.
Everything say okay if it's 13 in her world. But
right.
Joking aside, what the hell, man? I mean, seriously, you hurt my brain here. Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn, Alex Jones, and Megyn Kelly all calling out Trump, all seeing the obviousness of the truth, which again, that's what all of us on the middle and the left have been preaching about for a long time. So yeah, better late than never, but she is spot on. All of it, from the ballroom bullshit to underreporting casualties and injuries. Like, I do think it has been worse than we're hearing, and it's going to take a while to figure that out. But I'd be willing to bet we're all going to learn that we're being flat out lied to on 100 different levels.
Yeah. No, well, 100%. We know that, dude. We know we're being lied to. And when this comes out, Trump is going to say fake news. And now we're stuck in this perpetual cycle. Several people have made comments in all of this that, oh, yeah, what about the Epstein files? Because when he first went to war with Iran, people said, oh, yeah, another Epstein cover-up. He's just trying to get away from the Epstein files. Yeah. He fired Pam Bondi. So she is out, and, you just kind of think, oh, man, that's great. But it only lasts for like 30 seconds because when you find out her fucking replacement, you think, oh, I mean, we're in no better war against all of this.
I heard a guest the other day on NBC saying, like, no one should assume that he's going to replace her with a competent legal mind. I was like, no one assumes that.
No.
The thought never even crossed my mind. He's going to try to find somebody who's even more of a sycophant, but that's not going to change the realities of the legal system. That you still need to get a jury, grand jury to indict. You need evidence. You need facts,
The only thing I was waiting for is Mike Lindell. We got a perfect spot for you, I mean, and it may not be. Maybe it's worse than Mike Lindell because Todd Blanche is somewhat intelligent. Jesse Waters, someone who I would murder if it weren't illegal. I mean, that's a whole different fantasy land, but
right. Sure. Of course.
Sat down with Todd Blanche. Had a few questions for him. This is how Todd Blanche replied to the Epstein files inquiry.
Okay.
First of all, I have never heard President Trump say that the Attorney General that anything that happened to her had anything to do with the Epstein files. And so, look, the Epstein files has been a saga that's lasted for the past year. And what happened when the president signed the Transparency Act is the Department of Justice has now released all the files with respect to the Epstein saga. And the Attorney General Bondi and I appeared in front of Congress voluntarily a couple weeks ago to answer any questions they had. We have made every single congressman, senator available to come and see any document, redacted, unredacted, that they want. And so I think that to the extent that the Epstein files was a part of the past year of this Justice Department, it should not be a part of anything going forward.
Okay, well, I mean, you've combed through these files, right? Who is it? who was Epstein spying for?
Look, everything. I don't know that he was spying for anybody. Nobody's
No?
ever said that.
No? You don't
Nobody
think
has?
he might have been a spy for a foreign country?
I have no idea if he was a spy. All I know is that we don't have any evidence in the Epstein files that the FBI collected over 15 years that suggests that, Jesse. I don't know. I wasn't part of the original prosecution team. Neither was Attorney General Bondi. And I can tell you this, there's only one president that's held Mr. Epstein accountable, and that's Donald J. Trump.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
Yes.
I mean, seriously. How has he held him accountable?
Yeah. All right.
I mean, we know he's covered for him for years and years and years. His first term, he didn't do anything to hold him accountable. And this one, he sure as hell has not.
Yes. Todd Lentz ended that whole segment with, "We are done. There is no more looking into the Epstein files. We know 3.5 million of the 6 million pages have been looked at. So what's in the other 2.5?
I mean, it's really a fool's errand. I know he's been appointed as the interim AG, and he would probably never get through a Senate approval. So I don't know if Trump's just going to try to keep him interim for as long as possible, or if he's just a placeholder. But anyone walking into that job, it's a suicide mission.
Yeah.
Because you are expected to, do whatever Trump is telling you, which is not what the DOJ is supposed to do. There's obviously supposed to be a wall there. But yeah, no one's going to be able to just cover up all this Epstein stuff and make up prosecutions against Letitia James or James Comey. Like, it's a fool's errand. So, I mean, that man is a fool. So maybe on that level, he's perfect for it.
Yeah, maybe so. I don't know, dude. I said at the beginning of the release of the Epstein files that nothing would happen, that this was all just for show. And that's exactly what it has been. And it looks like, at least for the rest of Trump's term, that's what it'll continue to be.
Absolutely. I believe at one point in that interview, Jesse Waters says something to the effect of, like, I don't think you're reading the room correctly on the Epstein files. Like, this is not a thing that people are going to let go.
No.
And, I mean, fuck Pam Bondi. I am so happy to see her gone. We may get somebody worse, but for now, I mean, she was just such a miserable human being. The way she snarked and talked down to everyone, that burn book thing, all of the lies, I got the list, I don't have the list. I mean, screw her. And the reports came out that she was begging for her job on that last day and please don't fire me. And so screw her. And the word is she's going to a private sector job. Whenever we find out what the hell that job is, I mean, I hope it's a company that we can tangibly boycott because they will be asking for it.
I don't believe she will. I mean, I think he'll give, I think this is his new move, like he did with Kristi Noem. He'll make up a position because
she doesn't want it. She already said she's going private sector because the first word was, she was going somewhere else.
Right.
She said, no, I'm going private sector.
That is going to drive Trump crazy because she has skeletons, dude. That's the only reason he kept Kristi Noem as a part of the government, is because she knows shit, dude. I think he's going to force her to do the same. You're going to stay here. We got a position,
We'll see. I would love if he pushed her hard enough and far enough that she was like, you know what, screw you. Here's everything I know about the Epstein files.
Yes. Wouldn't that be a great ending to all of this?
It would be some level of poetic justice. So I don't know. I hope she's got the cojones somewhere down south.
Lots of talk happening as we see a cabinet shakeup within the Trump administration. There's rumors that other things are happening. Now, we've seen Kristi Noem. We've seen Pam Bondi. My question for you is, watch this video and tell me, do you think Caroline Lyon-Leavitt could be next?
Someone's next.
A person that gets 97% of bad stories, maybe Caroline's doing a poor job. I don't know. She's my...
Nope.
Representative, you're doing a terrible job. Should we keep her? I think we'll keep her. But I get
For
93 to 97% bad press, fake press, all fake. I won in a landslide. When you get 93 to 97 bad stories, bad press, and you win in a landslide, you know what that says? People don't believe the press.
The thing that makes me think that she could be next is because if you'll remember, just the day before he fired Pam Bondi, She was in that Easter thing, and he was like,
Easter,
"Oh,
yes.
she's a good friend of mine. Good friend. She's a great woman, Pam Bondi."
Yeah, called her a friend and said hi to her, and then the next day said bye to her. So, listen, as we've talked about before, Trump in those moments usually says an honest thing, whatever's on his brain. So the fact that he even targeted her jokingly, quote unquote, like she's probably on the list. We know Kash Patel is. I mean, part of me thinks it's all the women that he's just going to try to take it out on in his administration. But yeah, I mean, Kash Patel has embarrassed the living crap out of him too. And a lot of people are saying that, you know, he's fired a couple now and there's been no major backlash. If he wants to get someone confirmed through the Senate, he would have to do that before they get eviscerated this fall. So we may see classic Trump, you fired, coming out. And, you know, fuck all of them. They are so loyal to him, but he has no loyalty to anyone beyond, you know, the last breath he took.
No, he doesn't. And you know what pisses me off the most is that, you know what, I'm a feminist, dude. I think that all of these women that are working for Trump have an extra duty, an extra obligation to say, you know what, no, I won't take a position with you. I won't take a position of power. I will stand on my beliefs, and I will stand up for what's right in this world for women worldwide, and I won't work with you.
I know. This is the debate you and I have had before, that if all women, you are 51%, give or take, of the population of America. Like if you all actually had each other's backs, you could take over everything.
Yep.
But you don't. It seems like a lot of women hate women more than any misogynist does out there. And this might end up being a prime example that Pam Bondi could sink Trump. She could stand up for every person he has picked on, not to mention, I mean, every woman. But will she? I highly doubt it. I wish she would understand, though, if she did that, she would go from being a zero to being a hero. Like companies would be lining up to give her jobs. Politicians would want her. Like you would become a hero.
You're right. Yeah.
But instead, you're just going to tuck tail and run and cover up all the secrets and just be a sycophant.
Sycophant for real.
Hey, real quick, I got a funny thing on this whole cabinet purge thing going on, though.
Yeah, please.
So, you know, so Ice Barbie Kristi Noem got fired, and then her week got worse when we all found out that she likes to play dress up, and so does her husband, that he's a cross-dresser, I guess would be one term for it. I've heard several people this week calling him gay. Like, there's nothing gay going on there that I've seen. He's talking online with women. Like, it's a weird, you know, mud to sling or whatever.
For sure.
But this is interesting. Ex-GOP strategist Rick Wilson. We all know him. He's one of the good Republicans that have given up on them and has become very anti-Trump. He laid bare today what he calls the ultimate collapse of the mega self-image, pointing to a very unlikely source. Get this. Pornhub search data tied to Brian Noem, husband of Kristi Noem, just saw a 724% spike in searching for the word bimbofication on Pornhub. 724% spike. And he says, quote, "The irony isn't just rich, it's particularly dripping. We are witnessing the ultimate collapse of the mega self-image, the supposed vanguard of God, guns, and guts into a puddle of lace-trimmed digital hypocrisy." Wilson argues that the movement leaders demand loyalty to an exaggerated alpha male aesthetic while allegedly indulging in things like sexual expression that they publicly condemn, like cross-dressing or transgender or gay rights, like, you know, so what's up with that 700% spike in the term bimbofication on Pornhub?
So the only thing I'll say is when I heard of this bimbofication, I'd never heard of it before.
Yeah.
So I did research, not on Pornhub, but you know, like that's pretty crazy, dude.
Well, several news outlets have explained it. They've explained what bimbofication is because I didn't know it either. But you're right. My gut was not to go to Pornhub and start searching it. I don't want to mess my algorithm up, for the love of God.
Yeah, well, and that's interesting too because there must have been a ton of people that were like, you know what, that's a thing I can search for. Like I always get off on that when I just happen to see it, but now I know there's a name for it.
Right. Listen, some of that 700% were people that were just curious, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I would be willing to bet, just like we see an increase in grinder traffic whenever, CPAC or, Turning Point gets together, I would be willing to bet a lot of those are conservative men that were like, oh, this is okay. I'm going to search that, or he's into that. I'm into weird shit too. Like, it emboldens that.
Yeah.
And as we said last time when those all came out, like, people, stop repressing yourselves. Let your freak flag, for lack of a better term, fly.
That's right.
Like, you're consenting adults in your own bedroom. I thought conservatives wanted everyone out of their private business.
Yeah. No, that's completely right. We've always thought that. Ghostwalks thinks I'm a Pornhub Gold member. Confirmed. Why would you say that, dude?
I've never paid for porn. I don't know why you would. It's free everywhere. Who pays for it? I don't get that.
That is the attitude of Gen X overall, right? Like when we found out that you could have free porn, we didn't have to pass magazines around to people.
Right. Yeah.
Like I'm not paying for porn.
It's crazy. I made a joke in one of my videos the other day, something about, the Golden Dome statue that I did a story about it. It's got holes, and all the holes were wet because it was a statue leaked through. And I was like, all the holes were wet. It's the name of a movie I watched last night. Some of the comments was like, did bro just admit that he was watching porn last night? Like,
oh, you do watch porn, so.
First of all, it was a joke. Secondly, yeah, I'm sure I probably was. Like, no shame, people. And I don't care what you're searching on there.
I don't kink shame, but I do hypocrisy shame. That's exactly what we're saying, dude.
Yes, absolutely.
If you want to have one more search term for your porn stuff out there, so maybe we'll see if this can start trending. Let's hear from our old friend from Florida, Matt Gaetz, because he talks about some crazy stuff going on.
Careful what he searches for.
Yeah. Matt Gaetz was on this talk show and had this to say, okay?
Okay.
Yours, Matt Gaetz, making some pretty shocking statements yesterday about aliens. Take a look.
I had someone come and brief me who was in a military uniform, worked for the United States Army, that was briefing me on the locations of hybrid breeding programs where captured aliens were breeding with humans to create some hybrid race that could engage in intergalactic communication. Aliens that were living were in forced breeding programs with humans that had been abducted from war zones and from even the caravans of migrants.
What?
What the fuck?
It's hilarious that you brought that up because that was a story I had flagged today that I was just like, I don't even know if this is worth getting into. But listen, we talked a show or two ago about the fact that for some reason, the federal government just registered the domain name of aliens.gov. Like, they haven't done a website with it. I don't know why they would register that unless they were going to be talking about things, which certainly could be bullshit and another Epstein distraction and everything else. But as you know, I believe that there has to be life somewhere else in this multi-spanning galaxies and universe that we're in. It's completely ignorant to think we're the only rock that could sustain life. So whether there's little men in, spaceships or whatever, I don't know. And all these UAPs, the unidentified aerial phenomenon that no one can explain, either have to be extraterrestrial or they have to be some government that has technology that, none of us know about. So, yeah, on that topic, let's see here. Mega Rep makes bombshell claim about alien life. Tennessee Rep Tim Burchett says that, like Gaetz there, he's received briefings on extraterrestrial life that would deeply unsettle the American public if word got out. He said, quote, I'll just say this, if they were to release these things that I've seen, you'd be up at night worrying about it, thinking about all the stuff. So I don't know. He's saying that we would all come unglued if we heard about the things that he has heard about. So
interesting. I don't know. You think there's a hybrid mating happening? I
mean, who knows? But we also heard people.
Why would they tell Matt Gaetz, dude?
Well, I mean, I don't know what committee he was on or anything else, but elected officials should have knowledge of these things. But yeah, I mean, some of the people you may recall like 2 years ago testified in front of Congress about unidentified aerial phenomenon, and that they said that some of it is technology that we have reverse engineered. that we captured some crashed spacecraft decades ago, and we've been reverse engineering, trying to figure out how they did it to replicate the technology. And listen, I'm not trying to be conspiracy theory here, but as I've said a million times before, it makes more sense that aliens are real than they are not. It makes no sense to say we are the only intelligent life in everywhere that exists anywhere. And I'll go you one further, and I know you love this theory of mine. You and I, human beings, we're not from this planet. Why are we different than everything else on this planet? There is no animal that needs clothing and shelter and has language and arts and science. And we are different than everything. The logical answer is we're not from here. It's science.
No, dude, I don't know about it. I just don't. I mean, how is that any more logical than me saying it's God?
Because there is logic to science, to genealogy, to epidemiology, to evolution, to the fact that we are different than everything else. The illogical answer to that is we're different because we're not from here.
Just like Wiggle McJiggle
Oh, you
says.
can laugh all you want. You can
Who's to
belittle.
say we're intelligent life, Steve?
This entire show, you have put me on a weird position of agreeing with Matt Gaetz, Alex Jones, Joe Rogan. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, I apologize.
A broken clock is right twice a day, so they can't be wrong about everything.
That's exactly right. Nope. Well, all those people is good news for us, dude. That people are finally starting to wake up and see shit. Yes, they should have seen 10 years ago, but it's better late than never, and we're going to need some of them. So, like we say on this program, vote blue no matter who, and support these people that are like, yeah, I'm done with this. I don't want to do it anymore. You don't have to be best friends with them, but just be like, yeah, good for you.
I agree. And I love all the comments coming in about aliens. I was not trying to start that kind of a podcast here, but those are my thoughts since we're at the end of the show. But everything else we've covered today is deadly freaking serious, literally.
Yes.
So please, yes, everybody, comment, get vocal, share all this content, keep the pressure on our elected and unelected officials, because our best weapon until the midterms is putting a spotlight on it, sharing it all, publicly shaming them, calling it out.
Yes, it's the best we can do right now as we stay vocal and vote blue no matter who. Thank you for listening to The Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve. And for the chat was off the hook today. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, for sure.
And that'll do it. Okay?
I'm good. Go to The Vocal Minority.
And that'll do it for another edition of The Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve. Thanks for joining us on the Really American Media platform. Check out all our social media wherever good social media is found. Until next time, you tiny little bastards, good day.
Good day.
And we say bye-bye.